I mean, there's no doubt in every chassid's mind that the Rebbe is with us, that he's not leaving us alone, and we have to continue doing what he told us to do. When I came here and I was next to the Rebbe, I just felt that, I mean, whatever I need to have, the Rebbe will make sure that I get it. How? I don't know. And the Rebbe will give us strength to go on and to continue doing what we're supposed to do. Before this happened, the Rebbe already told us that we are closer to Mashiach like we were never before. So we hope soon will be Ches and the Rebbe will lead us to Eretz Yisrael. We know that it's very hard, it's unbearable, but we have to continue. We have to picture the Rebbe in front of us, and the Rebbe really turned us to what we are. Whatever we have of our own is what the Rebbe gave us. And when we picture the Rebbe in front of us, we know that the Rebbe wants us to continue, follow his teachings, follow his example, and not to get any weaker, but to try to be stronger. And if we didn't accomplish what we wanted us to accomplish till now, we should do it now.
Your young children that we met in Moscow didn't have the opportunity to really know the Rebbe. They will only know him from what you tell them or from his writings. But I want to know what you're going to tell your children about the Rebbe when they grow up. There's no question that it's impossible for anyone to do what the Rebbe did in 1 second. The people that didn't see the Rebbe and didn't feel close to the Rebbe will never understand. As much as people explain and try to, and they see what the Rebbe's teaching has affected to the world, they'll never really feel what the Rebbe has done in the world. The Rebbe's look for 1 second, to see the Rebbe and the Rebbe look at you, that was enough to change a person. I feel that the Rebbe changed me, and my good qualities that I have, they're all from the Rebbe. I don't give anything credit to myself. I know that that's what came from the Rebbe. The people that, and my kids, they won't be able to see the Rebbe, and hopefully they'll see him soon, when the Rebbe will stand up at Ches. They really, we hope that's going to happen soon. They won't have to live a life and go through years without the Rebbe, days without the Rebbe. But there's nothing that anybody could do. Even as much as a person can try to tell stories and tell who the Rebbe was, how it affected him, nobody will ever be able to repeat picturing the Rebbe's eyes on the person and watching the Rebbe's face in front of you. So there's really, what the Rebbe was, right now we don't see it. And the people that won't see him, and we won't see him, will just have to try with the memory and with what was, to live, continue living, as it says that if a person's children, grandchildren are alive, it's as if the person is alive. And the Rebbe himself explained that if a person's actions continue, so he himself is alive, as it states in the Gemara. And when we follow and we do what the Rebbe asked us to do, and we really try to copy and follow the teachings of the Rebbe,
then we know that we're at least doing something to keep the Rebbe closer to us and alive in us. And our job is to do what the Rebbe told us to do, to keep on spreading Yiddishkeit and bringing people closer, helping people, and the main thing, to prepare the world for the coming of the Mashiach. That's what the Rebbe told us in the last Fabrengens, and we know that that's what we have to continue doing. My older children saw the Rebbe in very few occasions, and my younger ones, the youngest one didn't even have a chance to see the Rebbe. And there's no question that we are Chassidim of the Rebbe, they're Chassidim of the Rebbe, we're all children of the Rebbe, and our job is to teach them by an example mainly, because words and stories can affect as much as words and stories can affect, of what the Rebbe was to the world, to us, and that they should continue following his teachings and what he was trying to bring to the world. There are so many teachings and so many things the Rebbe did that for every person the Rebbe was somebody different. Now when this happened, so you saw how every person reacted differently and every person had a connection to the Rebbe in a different way. And every connection was because the Rebbe related to every person and gave importance to every person, no matter how old, how young. Children by the Rebbe were as people 30 years old, as people 90 years old. As long as he was in touch with the Rebbe, that's what the Rebbe cared, who the Rebbe thought about. And the main thing, the Rebbe was always going further, and that we should continue doing more, happier, and we know that we're accomplishing something to bring the world closer to Mashiach. The teachings of the Rebbe are really so various, and every person has his feeling of what the Rebbe affected him, how he affected him in his day-to-day life and in his general life. And that's what we have to really try to go ahead with.
What's an example of a specific incident when you contacted the Rebbe for advice or a bracha or give me some examples in your lifetime when you asked the Rebbe for a blessing?
I mean, this goes back already. It started when I was a young kid. I remember writing to the Rebbe on my birthday, and when I had a question, asking the Rebbe as a child, asking the Rebbe what to do. And when I look back now, I think the questions that I was asking, and the Rebbe took his time to answer me as if he's talking to a smart adult person. And I remember once, it was the middle of the year, in Pesach time, and I wrote to the Rebbe what I should do the next year, where should I learn? And the Rebbe answered me like what I should do if this happens, if that happens. It wasn't a clear-cut answer, depended on the situation. And 6 months later I went in front of the Rebbe in New York. And the question was really if I should be learning in New York, if I should go to France, remain in Italy. And the Rebbe looked at me and asked me, I'm staying here. So my grandfather was next to me. He wanted me to stay in New York because he was in New York. And he told the Rebbe, if the Rebbe agrees. And the Rebbe turned around. I mean, you saw that the Rebbe remembered the question that I had asked him as a young child, and 6 months later the Rebbe was again answering me, and asking again on the same question and answering on it. I knew all along that the Rebbe knew where I was, what I was doing, and the Rebbe really, step by step, day by day, led me on hundreds of questions of what I should do. Should I turn right or left? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? And even when I didn't ask specifically in the letter, I knew sometimes that what I was doing was what the Rebbe wanted me to do, or sometimes I was doing not completely what the Rebbe wanted me to do. And the Rebbe is still leading us. The Rebbe won't let us alone because we have nobody else to turn to. So I'm sure that the Rebbe will find a way to continue inspiring us and teaching us and answering on our questions.
Tell us about the people writing letters. You wrote a letter. What did people ask for? What did you could tell us? What did you ask for when you were writing? Sit down. I wrote before I went into I'll start off. I wrote.
Right now, before I went to the El, I wrote a letter, a pidyon to the Rebbe, as is customary, but I really felt that I wasn't writing a letter as a pidyon. I was writing again a letter to the Rebbe. And I asked the Rebbe to continue giving us strength. We will follow doing what he asked us to do, but he has to continue what he promised us that he's going to bring Mashiach down, continue leading us. And I ask for my family, of course, and for the Jews in Moscow, Jews in the whole world, that the Rebbe should have Rahmanas on us and take us out of this golus. That's the main point.